Everything you are about to witness is for entertainment purposes only.
Got Shia LaBeouf posted up like a regular civilian. What is he doing? Mr. LaBeouf, Liam Combs with Baton Rouge News, man. We just want to know how you enjoy Mardi Gras.
God bless you guys. Mardi Gras is amazing.
What's the best thing about it? You've been posting up here all night. What are you doing?
The people.
Met anyone interesting?
A lot, yeah. All right, we're good, yeah?
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Have a good one. God bless. So that was less than 24 hours after Shia was actually arrested for a bar fight on the French Quarter. And just like it goes, he's letting the good times roll back here for Fat Tuesday.
Just do it! You're arrested?
What?
Channel 8, note how they let the person positive go over his time. You're shameful. You're shameful. Shameful.
Okay, we just
Everybody take a picture of this.
Disgusting!
We need to get through the meeting so that everyone can
Now,
talk.
why don't y'all quit arresting people?
You're arrested for talking.
Would you make a note that they let their guys speak before go over without arresting him?
The Epstein files are going to strip all of us of our rights, and I'm going to tell you why right now. What I want to point out is that post 9/11, the government passed the Patriot Act, which was arguably the most widespread expansion of government power ever in the history of the United States. And the people were okay with it because we were afraid. Bills like this usually take months to years to pass. The Patriot Act took 45 days. And once again, it gave almost limitless power to the government when it came to surveillance on us, individuals, because of something that foreign agents did. 10 years ago, if I told you that the government was going to shut down all of our businesses and arrest us if we tried to go to work or open the door to our businesses, you would tell me that I was absolutely ridiculous. Post-COVID, what happened? Over 60% of the United States population supported the lockdowns because they were afraid. We are seeing hordes of people on social media call for the prosecution of people whose names are in the files. Everyone is saying guilty until proven innocent. Throw them in jail until we can prove that they weren't there, that they didn't do something. I'm a Republican and I despise AOC, but her name is in the files. It would be completely ridiculous to assume that AOC had something to do with Jeffrey Epstein. You have to understand that if the government passes some sort of bill or some sort of amendment appeasing all of these people, it's going to trickle down to you and to me.
This came out in 1998, and we laughed at it.
And she does. The three true branches of the government are military, corporate, and Hollywood.
Hold on, guys. The Epstein files are getting way too much attention. Cue the psyop.
It's been 2 weeks since...
Wait, no, not that one. It's not working. Plan B, aliens.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
So that was President Barack Obama a few days ago, and today rumors are swirling that Trump is going to make a speech about aliens. Watch this.
Round that I think he's actually said, I think my father-in-law's actually said it, that there is some speech that he has that I guess at the right time, and I don't know when the right time is, he's gonna break out and talk about, and it has to do with maybe some sort of extraterrestrial life, so to speak.
If there's anything we've learned from the files, it's that they're all in on it. People on the left and the right. So it makes sense that these elites would be working together to make sure they're distracting you from it. Allegedly.
They want the system to collapse so they can introduce the new one. And what a better way than making us think that it was our idea. There's this concept that exists in political theory. It goes by a few names like controlled opposition, manufactured consent, crisis leverage politics, but it's most commonly called problem reaction solution dynamics. Now bear with me. What if our society is being guided right now through a controlled destabilization so that we the people start demanding something that we think is going to solve the problem, and they led us to think that this was all our idea from the start? Like, they showed us what the leaders of the world are up to and the billionaires of the world are up to. They want us to see it. They want us to end the current system so that they can implement theirs, but making us think that we are the ones that burned the shit down and demanded the new system. What if the solution to the problem was a centralized AI system? What if we demanded for an AI government to leave out all of the corruption that we are now all aware of as a mass? It led us to think that it was our idea because of how fed up we are, how we reacted to the problem they presented us. And that would make sense with the timeline of all of these billionaires building their bunkers, taking over Greenland, which is going to be a huge solar mining farm.
Huge breaking news. Tucker Carlson has been detained in Israel. So Tucker Carlson was in Israel to interview the U.S. ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. And he claims that soon after that interview concluded, he went to the airport and got detained by what he thought was airport security. And then he goes even further to claim that this airport security took their passports, hauled their executive producer into a side room, and then demanded to know what they spoke to Ambassador Huckabee about. And I am happy to report now that both Tucker and his whole team have made it safely out of Israel. So I am very excited and looking forward to this interview between Carlson and Huckabee. There is no exact date on when it will be released. However, knowing Tucker Carlson and how he does his podcasts and interviews, I would say at least by this weekend, we will have some sort of information, and hopefully this interview in full.
The wealthiest people on earth don't need us, and they don't want us. Hundreds of millions of us can go away, and they will be just fine. Honestly, probably 90% of this entire world could go away, and the top 10% will be fine. They have everything they need. What they don't need is us. What they need the least of is us, because they have no other threat. Their threats are aging and the rest of civilization. That's what scares them. What scares them is their own humanity and the human race. And so everything that they're creating is to extend their life and shorten and restrict ours.
So in the wake of the Jeffrey files being unleashed on everybody right now and zero accountability happening, I can't help but to wonder, why now? What is the purpose of this now? What is the real reason now? And as I'm driving down the road, I see this billboard, Scream 7, with the literal catchphrase, burn it all down. And you know what I see in everybody's comments, on everybody's videos? Everybody's saying it. Big creators to regular folks, even boomers and normal people that are not on the list. They're uncensoring everybody now. If you notice, all of the words are being said. Everything is being said. They're all saying, let's burn it all down. Are we being manipulated? Like, are we actually having this like awakening period where everybody is like realizing what's been happening and the whole world is run by PDF files and we're all coming together?
Burn it all down.
Or are we masterfully being played, almost seemingly being part of a grand plan of burning it all down? We know that they want a new system. They've been talking about it for 30 years. And with everybody outraged now, calling for this person to be held accountable, politicians and elite and powerful, and watch JD Vance the other day, he said the 3-word phrase over and over and over. Like in a 4-minute video, he must have said that 15 times, you know, the new, and they're all saying that there's a new one out and all of the things. And I'm like, this would be the way to do it. You know, we've already seen that people are not being brought in for questioning. People are not being taken out, perp walked, and handcuffed, you know? Nothing is happening to these people. Yet, I see the same literal catchphrase that everybody is saying online on the Sunset Strip, where literally is the road of advertisements. You know what I mean? It just, things that make you go,
Deserved. Totally fucking deserved. Absolutely, completely fucking deserved.
That is not Ghislaine Maxwell. So there's been a recent video of Ghislaine Maxwell. So she is in prison, and apparently she repeatedly invoked the Fifth Amendment, which is none of your beeswax.
Yep.
In response to questions about her association with Jeffrey Epstein. I've never heard of him. Anyway, within hours, the screenshots from this have been circulated across social media. Have you got the pictures in front of you there, Brendan?
You've got a handout, yes.
That is not Ghislaine Maxwell.
Her jaw does look a bit wider, I will say that.
Look at the nose is wider.
And the nose is wider.
The person who's now in prison, and you can't say it's because she's not getting access to all her Botox and fillers, whatever.
Sure.
Because she's got more eyelid now than she did
Prison
before.
food is very carb heavy, though.
Would it make your nose widen? Would it make your ears be different? Would it make you show more eyelid?
I've got to admit that it looks like two different people.
Yes, you're now one of us, Brendan.
Look up which museum gets $70 million a year.
What do they
U.S.
do for the
taxpayer
people?
funding. $70 million a year. Going to what? And we're crying about Somalia. Like,
Really, it's paid. Speaking of being paid, how much do you get paid to protest? I know that's a pretty
Usually
popular thing.
protest rates go like outside agitator rates or just strict protest rates.
Like just like sign up, put your coat on, hold a sign that was pre-made for
Signs
you,
low.
obviously.
You just
right?
hold a sign. I got a couple of pictures holding signs. I can tell you those contracts are lower, maybe 20 an hour to hold a sign. You want to outside agitate? I go 50 an hour.
Nice.
I go 50 an hour. And then that once we pass certain temperatures, we're in the negatives. Like negative 30 Minneapolis, I'm charging 100 an hour to be out here.
Yeah, you better.
You know who's paying me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I got the same check last week.
Exactly, I know.
We get like, I mean, I was getting 35 an hour, but you know, I wasn't screaming my lungs off. I was only I was
There's
screaming.
contingencies.
Yeah.
In these
Well, they make you
agitator.
wear those decibel readers to see how loud you're
They
actually
do.
chanting.
They do. And the right doesn't know. MAGA doesn't know about that yet.
Yeah.
MAGA doesn't know about the decibel readers. I got one on me right now.
Nothing to see here. Just keep scrolling. Please do not connect any dots or do any critical thoughts about what could have happened to this jet.
Not one celebrity saying, hey, let's band together. Hey, we got this, America. Not one.
So you see how we do it here on Saturday. This is what it's about to be.
Whoa, you put that thing on the whoa.
So you see how we do it here on Saturday. This is what it's
Some dude said that Kid Rock is another name for Epstein Island. And I can't fucking stop laughing at it.
So I heard that DHS is looking for accounts that are anti-ICE. Hey, bitch. Hey, Christino.
This video was taken shortly after this woman found a truck full of children's bodies. I mean, this is horrible. The horrifying incident took place at a gas station in Michoacan, Mexico, where the woman worked inspecting semi-trucks. But on this day, this specific semi-truck pulled in and something seemed very off about the driver. He was very nervous, tense, and sweating profusely. The woman noticed that the truck's back door was slightly open, so she decided to take a look. She slowly opened the door and immediately burst into tears. Inside were hundreds of children's bodies piled on top of each other like food. She also saw a lot of blood on the floor, and that's when she noticed black plastic bags, and when she took a closer look, she realized they were stuffed with severed limbs. They were filled with small arms, legs, and even heads. This video was taken shortly after, and she is seen gasping for air and can barely even stand up. And what's even more horrifying, just days after this video surfaced, this woman was found chopped up in a suitcase left in a parking lot. And next to her remains was a message saying, "This is what happens when you saw what you shouldn't have. Don't be a snitch."
Now she's saying that the kids aren't even Charlie's. So basically, Erica Kirk was left with no will money, no merch sale money, nothing after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He put that his children are going to get all the money. Erica didn't like that. So now she's saying she's entitled to that will money, allegedly, because the children aren't his. But what's crazy is it doesn't go to her because she was his legal spouse. I'm pretty sure it goes to his mom or someone who's like biologically related to Charlie. But Erica Kirk is fighting real hard for that money, because how are you about to throw your kids under the bus to get the money? I feel like I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on right now, because when Charlie was alive, they were his kids. When Erica thought she was gonna get his will money, they were his kids. When they would take family photos, they were his kids. So the man she was having an affair with, are they his kids? Or are they actually Charlie's kids? Because this is greed on another level. This is greed, this is gluttony, this is pride, this is everything on another level. And it's not cute. It's not a good look. I'll get into this in another video, but some people are saying that Charlie Kirk was going to prove that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive, which is why Erica Kirk and, the president decided to assassinate Charlie. That is a conspiracy theory. I'm not sure about it. I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper in it, but that's what they're saying.
Does anybody know what to do? In general? What are we doing?
Hey, if you ain't heard about what's going on in LA right now, look it up in the search engine. Type in LA right now, because there's some stuff being suppressed.
Now at 1:30, back to breaking news in downtown LA, where hundreds of students are protesting recent federal immigration operations.
Let's get up to Rich Priggett overhead in Sky 5. Rich, what's going on here?
Well, what seemed to be a peaceful march and rally has turned into be a little more violent. So the student-led march that we showed you earlier on was about 100 or so people. They were marching through the Civic Center area, managed to make it over here to the federal detention area, and that's when they entered the property. They went. They were asked to stay on the sidewalk outside of the detention area, but then they started running onto the property, and that's when we saw that scuffle that just happened here with federal agents or federal police. So they are calling for additional backup here. You can see the tasers that are out and a baton for the traffic or for the crowd control.
People who are saying that Americans are not mad enough for what is happening right now, this is what is being shown, projected on buildings in Los Angeles right now, with things like our mothers, our children, our friends, our empathy, our love, our souls, our democracy, our freedoms. That is what is being played right now, and no one is forcing them to take it down, showing just how mad people are, but that they're going about it a very different way to express how upset everyone is over this. While other people are making signs to put in their yards saying things like, if you've ever wondered what you do during slavery, the Holocaust, the Civil Rights Movement, it's what you are doing right now. I have to agree that never in a million years would I have thought that I would be witnessing and experiencing what I am right now, but the fact that this is a way that people are speaking up without putting their lives in danger, I can't get mad at them for it. Let this be a reminder that everyone has a voice, so no matter how you use it, even if it's silently with a projector or doing something simple like making a sign, you can still stand up for what you believe in.
So I live in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, and I live where all these ICE protests are currently happening, and I've been talking about them since they first started. Let me tell you, it's not getting better. Don't listen to the media. They're fucking lying to you. They're trying to make it seem like Los Angeles is under control and not under siege. It is under siege, okay? I woke up today and more businesses were looted. robbed, destroyed, cars burned, bricks thrown, fucking graffiti all over the walls. Our fucking city is under siege. It is in no way under control, okay? This is the typical left-wing narrative bullshit that they're trying to show you the peaceful side of the protest on TV. Only maybe fucking 10 or 15% of it is peaceful. The rest of it is a bunch of psychopaths in fucking masks and fucking leaf blowers in hand and fucking helmets on, fucking hard hats, thinking that they're going to some type of fucking war. When in all reality, they're just a bunch of immature assholes that are unemployed who just want to bring destruction to the fucking city and want to rob everybody because they're angry at themselves because their life sucks and they can't accept that their shortcomings are simply because they're fucking failures. And we have to fucking deal with this. So in order for this to fucking stop, we need to put in some type of curfew, and the curfew needs to be noon. You want to protest? You can protest in the morning from fucking 7 a.m. to fucking noon, or 8 a.m. to fucking noon, and then that's it. You're on the street, you get detained, you get fucking taken into custody. This needs to stop. We cannot have LA turn into some crazy fucking shithole with a bunch of fucking criminals who are not doing this to help illegals. They're doing this so they could rob and destroy the city.
If Jeffrey Epstein is no longer supplying girls and boys to the elites in their sadistic playgrounds, who is? Because there's no way their appetites just all of a sudden dried up. Somebody's doing the job. Why is nobody asking this question?
Of everything that you fucking discovered,
Yeah, talk to me.
there's two names that did not show up in that file, sir. Our goat. Your goat and my goat.
Well, who's your goat?
Mel Gibson.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not in the fucking files, pussy.
Yeah.
Why would he be? He's a fucking saint.
Yeah,
Saint Gibson.
He's anti-Semitic. These are all Semites that are in these files. Why the fuck would he be in there?
How many Jews were in there?
All of them.
We're getting canceled.
Well, breaking fuck the news. It is actually now being reported as of February 2026 that DHS and the Trump administration are asking social media companies to report anybody who has ICE, anti-Department of Homeland Security, and Immigration and Customs Enforcement messaging on their social media apps. So they've asked Reddit, Instagram, Google, anything you could possibly think of. They're asking them to report these persons' profiles and start monitoring their activity and report it to DHS. U.S. Department of Homeland Security requests Google, Reddit, Instagram, and Facebook to provide names and phone numbers and other identifying information of users who criticize. Now, when I saw this initial post, I was like, let me go fact check this. This is 100% true. So for all my fellow anti-fucking terrorist people out here, you can still walk, bro. It's flashing. Yeah, we're all on a list. Ain't that right?
Yeah, been on a list.
Yeah, no, we're really on the list now. So I'm letting you know now, if you post anything that's anti-DHS, just be careful fucking with them. Because we know from a video that was recently posted that they will hunt you down, literally, and send people to your house and then put you in the system as a hostile terrorist.
An active threat.
Yeah, so just be careful.
Okay, High Desert, what in the actual hell is this? Like, what is this? What?
Like, it's glowing, that's the thing.
What is going on in the sky
and
tonight?
that little red dot next to it, that's crazy.
Like, what is this? If I get out of the car, I can zoom in more with my actual camera phone. Like the video from my phone, but what is this?
That is so weird, guys. You guys see that? It's like it's saying something. It's so weird.
So Ellen DeGeneres' old DJ named Twitch tweeted back in 2013, Ellen has eaten at least 12,000 pizzas in her life. LOL at the Ellen show. Bro, I actually cannot believe this, guys, because as you know, it came out that Ellen was definitely one of the most prolific cannibal, which that is not fully evidence, right? But a lot of people do believe that. I believe it. Something was always creepy about her. As you know, there was that old clip from the Oscars where she's walking around handing out pizza. All the celebrities are like awkwardly laughing, eating it. Why is she handing out pizza? What does that have to do with anything? You're hosting the Oscars. What, like, why are you they already have food? Like, what's the joke there that you're handing out pizza with the pizza man? Like, actually, what is the joke? Apparently, she ate at least 12,000. Maybe she just really liked pizza. I just cannot even believe this is real. The fact that people keep pulling up these old tweets is crazy, but let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
A trans shooter just executed his ex-wife and child at a high school hockey game. 11 shots, 2 dead, and 3 fighting for their lives. His name was Robert Dorgan, and he called himself Roberta Esposito. Yesterday in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, he walked into a crowded arena, saw his ex-wife and children, then opened fire while his son was still on the ice. What's possibly the most eerie part about all of this is that he responded to Alex Jones's comment so creepy, saying, "STFU, Alex, don't be so butthurt over somebody different, then wonder why trans people go effing berserk." This was all on a post from Kevin Sorbo posting about trans Congressman Tim McBride, saying, "Tim McBride is a man, community note this if I'm wrong." He also has a history of showing displeasure about his wife and 6 kids. Here in 2019, he posted, "Trans woman, 6 kids, wife not thrilled." This is what happens when we prioritize radical affirmation over serious mental illness. Court records from his divorce show a history of instability and threats. The family begged for help, but the identity was protected while the father was neglected. How many more families have to be destroyed before we realize that trans ideology is a pressure cooker for mental health? The media wants to talk about gun control, but we need to talk about reality control. We're enabling people that are clearly dangerous because we're afraid to be called intolerant. The only thing that stopped a massacre is a good Samaritan in the stands that tackled the man before he could unload his second weapon. Then Dorgan decided to take the coward's way out, if you know what I mean. In this whole incident, one man decided to protect life, and another man was a product of a broken woke system. May those that have lost their lives rest in peace, and my prayers go out to all of the families affected.
Parents and others are canceling school picture days, all because of a rumor being circulated online.
That conspiracy links the Epstein files and one of the nation's largest school photography companies.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News reporter Tim Johns explains the new Picture Day privacy debate.
LifeTouch, one of the most prominent school photography companies in the country, is facing district investigations and canceled school photo days. It's all because of an unsubstantiated rumor spreading online. It claims the former CEO of LifeTouch's ownership group, who is named in the Epstein files, may have accessed children's photos. The rumors have caused concern among parents around the country. From Texas,
talking to my mom, she said that LifeTouch took my pictures whenever I was little. So this has been going on for decades, where no one really thought anything of it until we started thinking about, okay, wait, who actually is seeing these pictures instead of just the parents?
to here in California. Just this week, a school district in Salinas sent this letter to families addressing the rumor and saying it was untrue. LifeTouch 2 has responded, releasing a statement which reads in part, LifeTouch is not named in the Epstein files. The documents contain no allegations that LifeTouch itself was involved in or that student photos were used in any illicit activities. Despite the pushback against the alleged Epstein connections, other concerns have emerged too. Specifically, conversations around data privacy and how your information and photos might be used.
You want to know who owns those photos, and that's typically done by contract, and what can be done with the photos later between you and the photographer.
Stephen Clark is a South Bay-based attorney. He says it's important to read the fine print on consent forms for things like school photo shoots. Tech expert Ahmed Banafa agrees, especially given the chance of a data breach.
About 5 million pictures being sold on the dark web in 2023.
Banafa says LifeTouch has taken important steps to ensure its data isn't shared with third parties. He also says in California, consumers are protected legally.
This privacy law in California is new, so it's really taking into consideration all the advancement in technology.
LifeTouch says you can fill out a form to request to have your child's data deleted if you choose.
Guess what? We're going to do exactly the same thing in AI. We just signed a major agreement with the United States on AI cooperation.
So Israel AI.
We're going to do the same thing in quantum. This is our advantage, and we pursue it with a vengeance. Israel is a very...
So, like, theoretically, Israel could AI generate a bunch of images and videos of them helping Palestinians and doing good things, and then Palestinians doing bad things. And then because they have a disconnected control of TikTok, they could then mass distribute that information to people.
Damn, Hot Pocket don't give you the silver thing for the microwave no more? Come on, man.
If you stop paying your rent, your landlord will evict you, and if you stop paying your property taxes, the government's going to take your house. So really, you're always renting from somebody. It's just a matter of, are you renting from the landlord or you're renting from the government?
On today's episode of What the Fuck, these pictures were taken at a hotel that ICE is staying at. That's really interesting. When you look up the license plate, it doesn't belong to any of those cars. Yeah, they're definitely playing by the rules.
Everyone's saying March 7th, don't purchase anything. Purchase everything before and stock up on shit so that you don't have to on March 7th. You're still giving all of those companies money. You're just giving them their money a couple days in advance. So instead, why don't you take all of your money out of your bank? Because that would do something. They can't use your money. That is how you take your power. Take all your money out of the bank. Just stop.
What in the hell is going on in that picture? Is that person alive or dead? Hey, isn't that Marina Abramovic? Isn't she a Satanist and a Luciferian witch? What is she scooping out of that nice lady's toot-toot? Is this that spirit cooking stuff I keep hearing about? And is that Lady Gaga?
If a helicopter was genuinely on an Earth that was traveling at 1,000 miles an hour to the west, the second the helicopter lifted off the ground to hover over the same spot, the ground would move beneath it at 1,000 miles an hour. And so to travel in a helicopter, all you need to do is lift up and wait for your destination to get to you, and then land again. But they say that isn't how helicopters work because they say the world isn't spinning, it's stationary, it's flat.
Y'all think I'm kidding. There's literally miles of caves under Kansas City. Miles. Just goes on. That section over there doesn't even have lights, but goes on for miles. You can see vehicles barely back there. Miles and miles and miles. Some lights go back there, but not very far. But directly under downtown Kansas City, all the way out to Independence. Miles of cave system. Yep. And that sound played over everything.
Allegedly, hypothetically, at your own risk, if you go on the DOJ website under the Island Man files and search up no images produced, you copy that link and you take out the .pdf and put in a .mp4, a whole new world shows up.
There is a new trend now where people are cutting the inside of their ears and leaving gaping holes. I really don't know the purpose of it. I understand people want to express themselves a certain way, but it does seem a little excessive in my opinion. I mean, part of the reason why you have that is so you can hear. So that part is called like the conch or something like that. I read about it. It's the inside piece, but what's the purpose? I mean, is it just expression? Some people were joking and saying that, oh, well, now they can hear behind them better. Or you can stick your finger through and like grab some, I don't know. I would be worried that someone would just grab my ear and like rip it open. But have you ever seen this before? I know there's a lot of people that do piercings on their ears, even people with like the big giant earlobes, but I've never seen where the center of the ear now is cut.
Snapback jeans.
Why is the hamburger so much cheaper at a Walmart or a big box store? They mix a lot of trim, the trimmings from other meats, other beefs from Brazil or other countries. They'll bring that in. That stuff comes in at $2 a pound or less, and they grind it with the American hamburger, call it all American. I don't think they have to put that in the label and sell it as American hamburger.
you're telling me that the electrician who goes to work every day and clocks in and works his butt off and tries to earn just enough to be able to, make his rent, maybe have a kid or two, put food on the table, his tax money is being used to buy other people luxury items, cars, yachts, whatever else, and is going to fund terrorism and child trafficking?
Yes, sir.
$1 trillion a year on this stuff?
$115 million an hour.
$115 million an hour. How do they get in their hands on it? What are we talking about here? Trends, national organizations, criminal networks? How do they get their hands on this money?
They take advantage of antiquated government systems and processes. They go into programs that they know elected and appointed officials won't touch, and they can steal at scale. And what happened really was during the pandemic, between the PPP loans and the unemployment insurance, they learned a really valuable lesson. Government never runs out of money, and the probability of getting caught is virtually zero. I have it at 0.1%.
So come back to the recommendations that you mentioned in your opening statement. What do we need to do to put a stop to this hemorrhaging of people's hard-earned money going overseas to finance child trafficking and luxury yachts? I mean, what needs to happen here?
It's really simple. It's used every single day in the commercial sector. Front-end identity verification, you just don't get to say, I am who I say I am. Second, recertification of all the recipients. There is so much fraud right now in the benefit programs all across the country. We need to get a baseline. Third, this notion of a third-party independent audit. And finally, is involving federal law enforcement like the Secret Service to investigate it. The thing that people don't understand is that most of these beneficiaries, Senator, they're not real. They're fake. They're someone's stolen identity.
The government can shut off our access to the internet and the grid like that. And I'm pretty sure they will. Because they just did in the capital of Greenland during the TikTok outage. And they also did that in Iran as well. And the first place they really started doing that, Gaza, the IDF. Those guys, the people actually in charge of our government. And if you don't think they do that here, you're kidding yourself. Signal group chats are also being infiltrated like fucking crazy. So I suggest a ham radio. I think everybody who's doing a rapid response should probably start coordinating on these guys instead. Talking code. Also, setting up a phone tree with your important people in an emergency, keeping these in a Faraday bag in case something like that happens is a really good idea for anybody. I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I know what our government's capable of, and I know what they've been doing. And right now they're getting more and more motivated to make sure we can't communicate with each other. So we should prepare for that.
So Michael Jackson used his life to protect children, yet was misunderstood by the world as a criminal. Neverland, this mysterious place, was not as simple as the outside world thought. Recently, a previously undisclosed truth was revealed. In Neverland, Michael Jackson shielded children from the forces of darkness, keeping them away from the terrifying reality of Epstein's Island. He provided children with a sanctuary, protecting them from harm and abuse, yet was misrepresented by the media and the public as a criminal. He was falsely accused of abuse, while the real abusers remained undisclosed. Macaulay Culkin and other celebrities publicly defended Jackson, proving that he was not only a musical genius, but also a hero who fought for the safety and protection of children. He not only protected children from physical harm, but also helped celebrities like Britney Spears, offering her advice when she faced control from her father, protecting her freedom. Today, as more truths are revealed, we can finally see Michael Jackson for who he truly was, a hero who sacrificed for others.